How does it feel to be an introvert? I remember back in primary school, we all had this 学习评估手册, like kind of small pamphlet where your teachers wrote down their comments about you. And literally every semester, without exception, my head teacher would write something like, oh, she's a sweet and smart girl, always behave herself in the class, get along well with her classmates. But it would be perfect if she can be just more outgoing and active in the class. It's basically the description I can get from everyone. Every part of you is perfect, but only if you can be more outgoing and talkative and, blah 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 blah, something like that. It seems that grown-ups always instill this kind of belief to us that extroverts are just more likable. The whole society often overlooks us introverts. We idolize the talkers, spotlight seekers, as if they are the role models everyone should be emulating. See, in school, the loudest, the most talkative kids are often the most popular ones. Teachers always reward the kids who are eager to raise their hand in the class. This perception stuck with me over my entire adolescence. It feels awful because this side of personality felt like a flaw, as if there's something wrong with me because I'm not at my best in a large group. I was ashamed of myself and was struggling with creating an identity that was more outgoing and social. I fight with my nature, wish to transfer into that kind of bubbly girl. At that time, I really need to stretch myself for social events. Sometimes it doesn't feel like a chill time, more like I have a battle to fight. Don't get me wrong, I love having friends around. It's just, if it's too much, I would be drained. Because socializing is something that I give my energy out, as opposed to extroverts who gain energy from being with others. I have to put up the fronts, be on my toes all the time, because sometimes small talking can be nerve-wracking. You always gotta try to come up with the next clever thing to say. And claiming attention for yourself? Whoa, that sounds freaking scary. More often, I just wanna be invisible. I get so self-conscious when everyone is paying attention to me. I'm just not the spotlight seeker, I find it just terrifying to stick out my hand in the class and pitch in with my response, even though the answer is just on the tip of my tongue. But is it really that bad to be a quiet person? Well, I gotta root for my groups. Typically, people with personality like me are good listeners, those who people can pour their innermost thoughts to. We are not social butterflies because we choose our friends wisely. We would rather have a few close, trusted friendships to invest our time and energy in, as opposed to a large network of acquaintances. Having a large social circle seems glamorous, but forging deeper relationships is something I'm more keen on. This quality causes us introverts to be loyal, attentive, and committed friends. Using our observer nature, we can read the room and notice people's body language and facial expressions, which make us better at interpersonal communication. We don't express us easily, not necessarily because we are shy, but because we are quiet when we are thinking. I'm cautious about my choice of words. I think and organize my thoughts properly before I put them into words. These qualities are just like shining diamonds. If you have friends like that, cherish them. They are a gem, and it would be a huge loss if you treat them badly. And if you yourself is a person like that, be proud of yourself. They are so lucky to have you as their friends. But I think to some extent, it would be somewhat shallow to just brag about how good it is to be an introvert. Because I am an introvert, of course I gotta say something good about being an introvert. Honestly, there are moments when I'm so upset about being an introvert. Moments like you completely freeze up and couldn't open your mouth in front of people. If you could have disappeared into thin air, it would have. End up feeling utterly ashamed about yourself. You have thoughts, you have feelings, you have talents, but it's just so damn hard to articulate, to be vocal, even if you don't want to be in the center of the spot, even if you're good at listening. But come on, sometimes all of this listening can wear on you. You've taken in so much information from other people, but where's your voice in the conversation? Don't your thoughts matter just as much? Why shouldn't it be you who is listened to? There are moments when I'm so desperate to be an extrovert. We have to admit that sometimes extroverts do gain certain advantage because they can stand out for being talkative and loud, especially during the interviews. They are just good at leaving a good impression on the interviewers, while you're the kind of person whom people probably won't remember your name. That's when you start to doubt yourself myself. Tell you what, I have worked with extroverts before, and there's this guy who seemed to be so charismatic, like a born leader, you know. He can always burst with ideas and strongly state his point of view during discussions. He's exactly the kind of person I've ever wanted to be. But as I get to know him better, I realize he's the kind of person who only talks but never takes actions. It really sucks. Like, dude, I appreciate your ideas, but come on, why are you acting like a free rider? We are a team, right? At first, everyone speaks highly of him, like, he's definitely gonna lead us to a better future, but once people know what kind of person he is, nobody wants to work with him ever. And I was quite the opposite. I gradually received a lot of compliments, not giving myself the credit, but people are saying that at first we don't even notice you, but later on we found that you are the person who actually do things. You are making changes, not in a way that, oh, I want the whole world to know what I've done, what I contribute to, but in a more quiet way. You don't want to step into the spotlight and take all of the credit for group successes. Rather, you want to highlight the strength of your team. Well, just an example of mine to boost your confidence. It just takes time for people to know who you really are, how incredible, trustworthy you are. So don't push yourself too hard, alright? Just like the saying goes, gold will shine everywhere. Given the incredible strength of being an introvert, if you give it a little twist and stretch beyond your comfort zone in the service of people or projects you truly care about, you can act as outgoing as extroverts while staying true to yourself. Personality like introvert or extrovert could be a general description about us, but sometimes it can feel like you are trapped by those labels. Like, since you are an introvert, you are not supposed to do this, to do that, or you are simply not capable of doing that. But just like the world isn't all about black and white, everything has a scale. You could be something in between. You can be an introvert while have some qualities like extroverts. When you are comfortable, even if you need to stretch a bit, use your words. It's not conceited or boastful to claim attention for yourself. It's also not a betrayal of your introverted self to want to be heard. And as Gandhi put it, in a gentle way, you can shake the world. And there's a video about being an introvert by BBC Ideas. I just love that. I have watched it so many times. I will put a link down below. You guys can check that out. Well, I don't know whether some of you would doubt my personality, because what I'm doing now, sharing on the internet, speaking to the camera, doesn't seem to be something an introvert would do. Well, quite the opposite. Because I'm an introvert, I'm not the loudest or attention-seeking during conversations, so I don't express a lot, but I do think a lot. I have so many ideas, thoughts about the world, about people, about life, about myself, and I'm so desperate to share with people. That's exactly the initial motivation of why I started this channel. I want to find kindred spirits. I don't know about your name, your gender, your occupation, but we have something in common, and I think that's the most romantic thing in the world, and I pursue it with all my heart. The whole social media thing is like my little secret word. Honestly, I would feel so embarrassed to be seen by people who know me in real life. I've never told anyone that I make videos online, and if my friends accidentally found my videos, it would literally be a disaster for me. I would sincerely ask them not to subscribe my channel, which, by the way, if you don't know me in real life, please do subscribe. Maybe I'm worried or being conceited. I'm so far away from popular. Anyway, I seem to be go off at a tangent. Thanks for sticking around and bear with all of my blabbering here. I just want to say I'm so lucky to have you guys. Don't ever feel bad about being an introvert. We are a powerful group, alright? We can make a difference too. Maybe change the world one day. You never know that, right? Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.